Welcome to the Halloween edition of the News at 6. We begin with the 911 emergency system, which of course works well with your cell phone if your cell phone has service. What about in rural areas where service can be spotty? Boise County is now joining at least 8 other Idaho counties in a system that will allow residents to now text 911 as well. Our Shira Matsuzawa went to Boise County to see how it works.
And some of those other counties include Payette, Bannock, and Shoshone. People who live in Boise County now have another way to report an emergency.
A lot of times you can't get voice cell service, but you can get text.
They can now text 911.
So if you're up here recreating and you have your cell phone and you can't make a call, then you can simply text 911 and it'll come into the dispatch center and they will reply with text.
It's a service that's especially important in Boise County because a lot of areas don't have the best service.
I think it's a great thing, especially in rural areas like we're in.
Doug Pottinger owns Seasons Restaurant in Idaho City.
We have a lot of people, older people, have a hard time hearing, have a hard time just getting around, being able to be in areas where there is actually phones and things like that. So it's going to help a lot.
He, along with others like Lisa Marie, believe the text to 911 service is a great addition to the county, especially since there isn't a hospital.
If there is an emergency, you have to be able to have different options. Be able to call, be able to text.
So here's what you need to know if you text 911.
The first thing the dispatchers are going to ask is, where is your emergency? So it's helpful if you have a GPS to give a grid coordinate. That's the best information you can give. The second question they're going to ask is, what is the emergency?
The dispatcher may also text additional questions about your emergency.
The nature of it, is it life-threatening? Is there a fall? There's just questions to find out what resources we need to send to the location.
It's also important to note that users will not be able to text with Wi-Fi. They'll need to be in a signal area. And if you can call, Boise County says it's still best to do so.
I think I still prefer calling just to have more direct, clear communication.
A lot of times with the texting, they're not getting the full story, especially if something happens, I'm panicking and I'm trying to get the message out and things like that. But if I'm in the mountains and my phone's not working, it's going to be the greatest thing in the world.
And we reached out to both Ada and Canyon counties to see if they have any plans to roll out a text to 911 service in the future. Ada County tells me there are long-term plans, but no ETA just yet. Meantime, Canyon County says that they plan to roll it out sometime in early next year. In Idaho City, Shira Matsuzawa, Idaho's News Channel 7.
And we also learned it's not clear how much the text to 911 service is costing, but Boise County says it received the funding for it through a grant.